What is up, folks, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be reacting to another Larry Bird video, specifically other NBA legends of the past, talking about how great Larry Bird was. I love hearing stories from other professionals about other players, so this should be an interesting watch. But without further delay, let's get right into it.
Bird's rivalry with Magic Johnson will go down as one of the greatest rivalries in sports history.
No doubt, no doubt.
These two iconic figures carried the league in the 80s and brought it to newer heights with their classic duels, which included 3 NBA Finals. Among all the great players that Magic faced in his career, he said in an ESPN interview that the only player he dreaded going up against was Larry Bird.
Damn, that's some respect.
Larry Bird was the only one I feared. A lot of black guys always ask me, did Larry Bird really play that good? I said Larry Bird is so good that it's frightening.
Of course he was that good, man. Come on.
He even shared a crazy story where Bird destroyed him mentally just to emphasize a point. DJ is coming down with the ball, and he passed the ball to Larry in the corner. So as DJ passed it to Larry, my first job was to stop you first, right? Now I got to go out and close Larry Bird up. So as I'm running out to Larry Bird, he's trash talking me. I don't know why.
As always.
Who says that in the middle of a game? He said, I'm going to wait till you get one step away from me, and I'm going to shoot it right in your face. True story. So I got one step away, and he shot it, all net, three-pointer good. Then he turned to me and said, you did all that running for nothing.
Damn.
The rivalry between
and there's a video evidence to back it up.
In the 80s. And amidst their classic encounters, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is also another legend who saw and experienced how great of a player Larry Bird was. The best guy I played against might have been Larry Bird. People
no doubt. No doubt.
They think he is a chubby white guy, but he would wear us down. The muscle that is in between his ears was the best because he made 3 points.
Chubby white guy?
Rebounded and had steals. He was always in the right place at the right time. He is, without a doubt, one of the best players I've ever played against.
I mean, that goes without saying. I don't think Bird's ever been confused as being a chubby white guy. Maybe not completely athletic looking, but he's definitely not a chubby white guy. And yeah, for all of those who haven't watched documentaries or videos about the classic rivalries between the Celtics and the Lakers during the 80s, please go and do so. Obviously, Celtics and Lakers have always had a classic rivalry throughout the years. They're the two most iconic teams in NBA history. But this 80s period was special. And Bird and Magic's rivalry will go down as the greatest rivalry in the history of basketball. It elevated the game to a new level. So it's always interesting to hear what Lakers from that era have to say about Bird. And yeah, we've just seen Magic and Kareem showing the utmost respect to Larry Legend himself. Let's get back to
Wilkins was also recognized as one of the formidable rivals of Bird in the 80s. Back in his rookie season, Wilkins told in detail during an interview what went down when he shared the court with Larry Bird for the very first time. One of the first times I ever played against him, I went out for the opening tip, and I went to shake his hand. He just stood there and looked at me stone-faced with his hands
That's crazy, man.
I was like, whoa. Then we were getting ready for the tip, and he says to me, you don't belong in this league, Holmes.
Damn,
I couldn't
bro.
believe it, but it happened so fast, I didn't know what to think.
That is
crazy.
crazy.
The ball and I was on him, and he said, I don't know why they got you guarding me, Holmes. You can't guard me.
Calling him Holmes? That is disrespectful, bro.
And said, they made a mistake putting you on me, Holmes. And
that is crazy.
Same as what happened to Dominic, the legendary high flyer Clyde Drexler.
Sorry, but we have to talk about that. Imagine telling Dominic Wilkins, the Atlanta Hawks legend, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, that you do not belong in the league. That just shows the confidence and self-belief of Larry Bird and his trash-talking ability. He could clearly identify those players that were the best in other teams, and he used to attack them like a killer. Obviously, this was Dominic's debut season, and I'm sure Larry Bird will only have positive things to say about him upon reflecting on his career. One of the greatest players in history, for sure.
Also had an unpleasant experience in his rookie year when Bird welcomed him into the league. I was guarding him my rookie year. He looks at me and he goes, you can't stop me. I looked at him and I said, gosh, boy, you're so confident. He goes, confident? You're a rookie. You don't know anything.
Bro. That's crazy.
He scored like 10 straight points on me. Coach took me out of the game. And he walks by and he's laughing at me. The
Larry
legendary
Bird
tales of
will
Larry
humble
Bird's
you
trash
very
talking
quickly.
have been passed around the NBA circles like a hot potato, and there were some accounts that were just so outrageous that we'd think he was playing God or something, because Bird knew exactly what would happen and how. Kevin McHale had been a longtime teammate of Bird, and he witnessed one of these crazy tales unfold. We were playing in Phoenix and we were way up. We were like 15 up, and we have the worst fourth quarter in history. We were terrible, and Larry's bad. Larry's missing shots, throwing it to the other team, throwing it in the third row, and they come back and somehow they go up 2.
Damn.
So we have an out of bounds play. I'm taking it out and Larry says, I'm going to bust off the play and I'm going to shoot a 3. We're down 2. I'm like, no, don't do that. Let's shoot a 2, please. Go to the hole, try to get fouled. Let's just get into overtime and see if we can't win this game. And Larry says, nah, I'm just going to bust a 3 on them. I'm like, oh my God. So he tells the Phoenix bench, tells the coaches, yeah, I'm fixing to bust a 3 on you guys and just go home. I'm tired of this.
Bro, just to imagine you've just conceded a 15-point lead in the fourth quarter. You're clearly not playing well, and it comes to the final play of the game, and then you tell the opposing bench that I'm just going to bust a 3 on you to win the game. That just takes some incredible self-belief, determination, and, just be honest, cockiness. But that's Larry Legend for you guys.
And he gets the ball, jumps out, busts the play, gets the ball at the slot, shoots the ball. As the ball is in the air, he kind of turns towards the Phoenix bench and yells, told you so.
That's
starts
crazy.
Running to the locker room. It went in.
That is crazy, man.
Anyway, here's another crazy story about Larry Bird's greatness, coming directly from Mark Aguirre, which was later revealed by Skip Bayless. According to the undisputed host, he confirmed that Bird can really get into his opponent's heads using his words, and the same fate happened to the Mavericks 3-time All-Star, just like in the previous stories we just heard. Mark Aguirre used to tell me as a Maverick, you can't believe what Larry Bird does to me. He just terrorizes me. He trash talks me like nobody's ever trash talked me. He leans into my ear and whispers stuff I can't even repeat to you. And he backs it up. I'm going to do this to you, and he does it.
This was a different era, guys.
He's an
different
all-star,
era.
the heart and the soul of those Dallas Mavericks. Players during that time
He was a
had no
wonderful
answer
player.
to Larry Bird,
Mark was a great player.
even if you're as good of a defender as James Worthy was. In fact, he later revealed in an interview that guarding Bird gave him nightmares, and also said that Michael Jordan was easier to guard than him because Bird was just way too savvy and had a higher basketball IQ compared to the GOAT. I would much rather guard Michael Jordan than Larry Bird, because you have to play the game as a thinker when you're playing Bird.
Wow, that's
You have
crazy.
to get inside his mind. Larry wasn't quick. He couldn't jump really high, but there were just some sleepless nights. Anyway, guys, one of the most famous
That is some
highlights in his
crazy-
career was when he and Julius Erving literally
Sorry, before we get into what Julius Erving has to say, that is some crazy compliments to get from the great James Worthy. James Worthy, I believe, he was a 7-time All-Star with the Lakers during that, that 80s period. I think that's right? 7-time All-Star. I think he was also a Finals MVP, and he was an amazing defender. So for him to heap that amount of praise on Larry Bird is just crazy, and it shows the respect level that exists between the Lakers team and the Celtics team of that 80s period. They went head to head, but the respect still exists.
slugged it out on the court.
Yeah, and look at Jay hitting Bird.
Damn.
Though Dr. J wasn't able to hold back his punches at the time, he actually had a deep and profound respect for Larry as a player and for the contributions he made to the game. In his autobiography, Irving detailed and broke down the things that made Bird great, and even admitted that he himself can't stop Bird when he's on a roll. What I noticed right away about Larry, even as a rookie, is that not only he can get his shot and he has an amazing range for a big man, but he will make it too. He may be the best shooter I've ever seen, and he is a smart passer, able to read the ball through inches of daylight, and he will not stop working. Bird and I have an interesting relationship on the court. When I
Yeah.
defend him, and when the Celtics draft Kevin McHale and move Larry to small forward, that becomes a regular matchup for me. If he puts the ball down on the floor, then I think I have him. I can poke the ball away and maybe get a steal. Larry's game doesn't have any weaknesses, but among his relative strengths, he's least skilled as a dribbler. When he's guarding me, he can't stay with me, but I'll be honest, I can't really stop him either. At that point in my career, he was a better rebounder than I am. But remember, he's 10 years younger. Anyway, just like the Celtic great, Wilt Chamberlain is another legend that
Dr.
changed the
J.
game, and even though Wilt
Legend,
played in
baby.
a different era, he had high regards for Bird because of his strong fundamentals and because he played basketball the right way. This man also is very, very talented. I think he epitomizes what a forward is supposed to do, especially in the game he played because he was technically correct. He was a correct type of basketball player, and most people today don't play the game correctly, and he did. Lastly, here's another take on Larry Bird's greatness coming from the controversial player turned analyst, Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley,
Charles
baby.
Mouth, whether it's bad or a good take,
I don't think he's
listen
that
to what he has
controversial, to be
say.
honest.
And here's his take on Bird and how he's
I love
different
Charles.
from other great players. He didn't have the physical ability. Larry would beat you with his will and his mind, but he didn't have the athletic ability that Kobe, Michael, and LeBron and those guys have.
True,
Larry
true.
willed himself and his team.
I think his athleticism's underrated, though. But folks, that is it. That is it. I enjoyed that. Always good to watch, other greats talk about another great. We saw reflections from Magic Johnson, Kareem, James Worthy, Wilt Chamberlain, Charles Barkley. Who else spoke? Dr. J. Just so many great players heaping their praise on Larry Bird. Really enjoyed that. I hope you did too. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe. I'd highly appreciate it. But folks, until next time, I hope you have a good one. Cheers.